Hi, I'm the Side Hustle King. Today I'm going to demonstrate how Uber pay the driver to drive to the pickup point. Trip Radar had been in place in the UK South Coast region ever since I started driving for Uber in January 2024, however was not in all UK regions. On the 26th of July, 2024, after an app update, a new version of Trip Radar appeared. This version also went live in the regions that previously did not have Trip Radar. I was sat in a car park near Farnborough and kept being offered 2-mile jobs for over £20, but there was a catch. I needed to drive 15 miles to Basingstoke to do the job. Previously, if I'd been offered a similar job, the price would be about £6. There was no surge showing on the heat map for Basingstoke, but after a few offers I decided I'd go as it looked like Basingstoke was the place to be. Once I'd done the job in Basingstoke, I would then be offered a 2-mile job in Farnborough for over £20. What I also found was the work that was close to me also was being offered at lower rates than before the app update, and the work that was further away was being offered at higher rates. I raised awareness of what was happening on Uber driver forums. The other drivers laughed at the suggestion but were also fixated on the fact that the jobs close to them had dropped in price. They could only see the pay cut and not the pay increase for the jobs further away. I spent the next couple of weeks trying to work the way I had worked before the app update. This was when I'd drive to the local train station, which would give me good work when the trains arrived. But as I was too close to the jobs, the rates were terrible. This just confirmed the thoughts I already had that Uber were now paying the driver to travel to the job. To prove this, I drove this morning for about half an hour recording my phone screen and purposely did not accept any jobs. Only a couple of jobs appeared multiple times, and here are the results. At 8:01 a.m. I was offered a job from Basingstoke to Reading for £37.14. It was a total of 35.5 miles and 61 minutes, which work out at £1.05 per mile or 61p per minute. Having got 0.9 miles closer to the job at 8:02 a.m., the same job was offered to me again, this time at £35.73. As I was getting closer to the job, in both time and distance the job was reducing in price. At 8:00 a.m. I was offered a job from Farnborough to Aldershot for £9.81. It was a total of 7.4 miles and 21 minutes, which work out at £1.33 per mile or 47p per minute. Having got 0.8 miles closer to the job at 8:03 a.m., the same job was offered to me again, this time at £9.18. As I was getting closer to the job, in both time and distance the job was reducing in price. If I was to drive closer or further away to either of these jobs, the price would change again. Uber, of course, will not officially acknowledge that they are paying the driver to drive to the job. The reason for this is, say I'd accepted the job to Basingstoke and driven 13 miles and the customer then cancelled the job. If Uber acknowledged that they were paying you to drive to the job, it would contradict their flat rate cancellation fee. This is why on the weekly rider fare breakdown, drivers see a massive difference in the percentage kept by Uber. If the driver is driving a long way to the pickup point, the chances are Uber are subsidizing the job and losing money, and if the driver is close, this is a scenario where Uber are taking very large percentages. If you can accept this is how Uber now work, then you can adapt your work to maximize your earnings. Over the coming month, I'm going to show you strategies of how you can earn more money using this information. Thanks for watching the video, and hopefully you found this video useful. If you want to see more videos like this, please like and subscribe. If you've got any suggestions for future videos, please leave them in the comments. Thanks.